Welcome back to Ferris Sports Update. Time to talk Bulldog Volleyball. With us, head coach Tia Brandel-Wilhelm. Coach, first of all, welcome to the show and congratulations on what's been another great year for the Bulldogs.
Thank you. Thanks for having us, and thanks for the congrats. It doesn't feel great right this moment, but definitely was a great season.
I know it's obviously tough here a few days after the season comes to a close, but to reach the regional semifinals here for the 8th straight year, just talk about what that means, having a program that's been able to carry on that tradition.
Yeah, there's good and bad in that. Like it's great because it's our norm, it's what we expect, and these players have worked so hard to really establish that level of tradition and expectation. But it's hard because then when you don't get to your ultimate goal, it's even more painful. I think just because you're so close.
Obviously, after winning the GLIAC championship, you opened the NCAA tournament down in Springfield, Missouri this past weekend and had to take on a tough conference foe and Ashland that had taken you to 5 sets.
Yeah, Ashland, who I think was a little bit underrated. Maybe they had some early season losses that I think hurt them in the regional rankings, but they were just a fantastic volleyball team, and they'd been playing well the last 6 weeks in pretty much every match that they played.
Playing here at the O'Reilly Family Event Center on the campus of Drury, and a nice facility here for the regional tournament.
Yeah, it was nice, and we had never been there, so it was kind of neat to be in a little bit different environment, and certainly a very positive crowd. Not definitely fans cheering for the game of volleyball, which was really neat to see.
Got off to a great start here, and you hadn't seen Ashland since the early part of October. Just talk about how both teams have changed maybe coming into this match.
Yeah, I think Ashland was just deeper a little bit more with their defense had stepped up quite a bit. They were digging a lot more balls. And then I thought that their blocking was really good. They were very, they obviously knew us well and, had their block exactly where they wanted it. So I thought that part of the game had really stepped up.
Obviously winning that first set, always important, but you knew Ashland was a good team and they were going to battle back.
Yeah, and that's exactly what happened. I mean, we didn't play our cleanest game for sure, but we definitely had to keep battling and keep working hard to come out with that win.
Had a number of players that really had great tournaments. Allison Capel, Katie O'Connell kind of leading the way. Michaela Carey had a big match in this one.
Yeah, Ashland was very focused on stopping our outsides, and I thought our team did a really nice job of making sure we got the ball to the middle a little bit more in this match. Michaela Carey was just great. She was up, ready to swing, and was really able to move around the block quite a bit.
Obviously, they got the second set here, and it was kind of back and forth, that type of a match, as was the second one that we'll see in a little while.
Yeah, it was back and forth. There were moments when both teams were really playing well, but it came down to, both matches came down to that 5th set, and we upped our game in one of them, and we didn't in the other.
One player that we haven't talked a whole lot about, Maeve Grimes, your setter. Just talk about what she's meant to your offensive attack.
Maeve has improved quite a bit. Last year she was a first-year starter, and by the end of the year was, definitely more consistent in her play. But this year, she really got to a point where, it's great information. Like, she just takes everything as feedback. She doesn't really get emotional within the game. She just takes the information and she works to make things better for hitters. And she really has a determination to, she was playing injured in this, the last 3 weeks. Playing really injured actually, and it was just really neat to see her just be strong and push through that injury.
You get a 3-2 win to open the NCAA tournament, and in the NCAA tournament, not a whole lot of time in between to really scout and prepare for the next opponent.
No, you get about 20 to 24 hours somewhere in there just to get ready for the next thing and kind of turn things over. It's a lot for the players because it's such a high level of volleyball, especially in our region. Top to bottom, all teams are really good. So it's not a lot of time to recover, but you just do the best you can and move on to the next game.
Next game was against Rockhurst out of Missouri, and a team that you've seen over the years a few times here in postseason action.
Yeah, we have, and haven't been happy with that the last couple, but we hadn't seen Rockhurst at all this year. Obviously, we had a little bit of film on them, and Rockhurst is a very good team. They were in the Elite 8 last year, and had almost their whole team back. So it was, we knew it was going to be quite a battle for sure.
It certainly was here early on. And what were some keys here in this first set or two? As they got the first one, but we'll see you guys bounce back.
Yeah, I thought in the first set we just weren't quite sharp with what we wanted to do. They were a little bit sharper, just kind of attacked the ball a little bit better than we did. But in the second and third sets, we definitely were more focused. We were able to, dig and transition what they were attacking, and our offense was pretty on point in those 2 sets.
Obviously, you'll be able to come back and win the second set 25-18, and then see you win the third set here and able to take a 2-1 lead in the match.
Yeah, I think the third set we won pretty aggressively. You know, it was a pretty big win. The 16 is not even. We were up like 19-10 at one point. So, and then they got their fires burning on the other side of the net a little bit, and the fourth set was more of a battle for sure. And coming up short in that set, I think gave Rockhurst a lot of confidence going into the fifth set.
Obviously, the fifth set they were able to win to end the season, but nonetheless. Been a great year again for the Bulldogs, 27-5, and you got to be pleased with what your team was able to accomplish.
We're very pleased. Definitely looking back at the season, I feel like this is one of the better teams that Ferris has ever had, and looking back at the whole body of work, it's very exciting and pleased. Obviously disappointed. We would have liked to have gone a few more steps in the national tournament, but hopefully we can just keep learning from that in the program and just keep building. But as a team, I thought. The whole body of work was outstanding. We really had to get better throughout the season in order to do well in our conference, and we were able to do that. And you just couldn't be more happy with that. Obviously,
you lose two seniors, Katie Plasek, Kayla Rossman, that have been a part of teams that have won now 5 straight GLIAC championships.
Yeah, it's a big loss. It's a libero and a DS, but the leadership that those two gave us was just really something special. Katie Plasek was that player on the court that just kept us focused and calm and steady and driven all at the same time. And Kayla Rossman was just a kid that, really came on here her senior year and was someone who, really upped her game so that she could be impactful for the team, and just really upped her communication and her leadership. She was one of those kids that just was determined to do well and to help her team do well, and she just was really committed to her teammates and just did whatever they needed to do. So losing those two leaders in our program will be a really big loss.
Obviously, despite the fact you lose those two, a strong nucleus back for next year, what does it take here in the offseason to get ready for another great run next fall?
It takes a week or so of recovery, and then we really have to get after the strength and conditioning. I think being stronger and having a little bit higher level of fitness as we go into the season next year will be a big part of what we want to do. And then just skill work, and we have a couple injuries that we'll need to heal as we go into this part of the season too.
Well, Coach, congratulations again on what's been a great year.
Thank you very much.
That'll do it for Ferris Sports Update. A reminder, you can follow all the action online at ferrisstatebulldogs.com. Have a great week.